Hey guys, Mick Xbox here. I wanted to do a little clip I've caught on the History Channel of some of New Zealand's contributions in wars. One of the things that for my friends and family in the U.S., we don't often catch all these contributions and how they affect other countries worldwide and things that other countries have done to help in these battles. General population just kind of misses this in our history, but wanted to play this for you guys. Now, for anybody else out there, this video is not monetized. It's not set up to make money. It's for information purposes. Just something to share with friends and family.
This is Auckland's War Museum, which commemorates the lives of those who died in New Zealand's wars, including, of course, the contribution made by the Maori people. But when the First World War was declared, the Maori had a big dilemma. On the one hand, a treaty had been signed which gave them full British rights, so a lot of them felt that it was their duty to fight on the British side. But on the other hand, there were some who said, look, the British have taken away all our land, we're not going to fight for them until they give it back. And this problem was made worse by the fact that there were a lot of people in government who were suspicious of Maori fighters, who they thought would be ill-disciplined, and there'd be integration problems. And it was only when Gallipoli happened that people began to realise quite how brave the Maori could be. By the end of the First World War, over 1,000 of the 2,500 who had fought were either dead or injured. 3 decades later, the Second World War Maori soldiers displayed that same ferocity and courage. But one of them became famous and infamous at the same time. To find out more about Charlie Shelford, I've come to his old marae, or communal meeting house, in suburban Auckland. And that means a formal welcome. Apparently, this impressive young chap with the protruding tongue is challenging me to see if I'm friend or foe. Do I pick it up?
Yeah, pick it up.
Okay.
Stand up.
Well, this wimpy Pom is going to accept his olive branch of peace. I definitely don't want to punch up with his mates. Was I before I was so beautifully interrupted? Oh yes, Charlie Shelford from the 28th Maori Battalion. Joe, your granddad Charlie was one of New Zealand's great Maori heroes. I know there was a time when he captured 40 soldiers single-handed. How on earth did he do that?
The whole platoon was pinned down in a horseshoe escarpment on the side of a hill, and he volunteered to take them out. Now, he was using a German gun because the weapons that were issued from the New Zealand Army were only pea shooters compared to the German equipment. And it wasn't until he was 20 metres up to the trench where all these men were that the butt of the machine gun blew up. So he couldn't use the machine gun, so he had to throw that away. And he only had a Mills bomb left. So he threw the Mills bomb into the trench, and out come these men.
With their hands up?
With their hands up, and they surrendered.
So he saved loads of guys on his own?
He saved his whole platoon.
Yeah. Charlie was recommended for a VC, but there was a problem. This demon on the battlefield was a devil off it, sneaking away behind enemy lines on looting raids, once even donning a woman's dress.
His superior officers were looking through binoculars and they could see him. And they were going, this guy looks pretty familiar.
Even if he is in drag.
Yeah. And then they really had a good look, and it was Charlie Chaplin, you know. He had a pram and he had his army gears in the pram and the things that he looted. He had it in this pram and yeah.
Looking like a mad woman pushing a trolley. So, no VC for Charlie. Unfortunately, the DCM he did receive featured some very undistinguished conduct.
When he got his Distinguished Conduct Medal, he was in jail. Well, they had to get him out of jail to get his Distinguished Conduct Medal. General Friedberg saw him in the parade and said, get that guy's handcuffs off him and give him a cap for his head. And my grandfather had a gripe against one of the military police. And he turned around, smacked the military police over in front of everyone, including General Friedberg.
So he just decked him while he was in the middle of receiving his medal?
He got his medal, saluted, and then they took him back to the jail.
How do you think the other soldiers viewed him?
Well, the other soldiers, when they talk about Charlie Chaplin, they all say that he should have got the VC.
Are you proud to be his grandson?
I'm very proud to be his grandson. You know? He left a big legacy, you know, behind.
Mary Battalion,
March to victory. Mary Battalion, for
That legacy and the 28th Maori Battalion's rich history is being kept alive today here at the Murray.
the people with you, and we'll march to the enemy, and we'll fight right to the end, for God, for King, and for country. Kia ora.
Kia ora, kia ora. My ignorance of the contribution that you made in 2 world wars is shamefully large, and I know that for the majority of my people back in England, they simply don't know about the sacrifices that you all made, both of course for your own pride and dignity, but for a country thousands of miles away. And I think it's important that your stories are heard. So let's hope that our television programme will do you proud, and thank you very much. Auckland still has plenty more stories to share.
Burying statues may not be one of these sensible things.
If that's got you wondering,
he's plugging his book. Excellent.
wait till we get to the road show.
Thank you.
So guys, if you think about New Zealand, with now a population of 4.5 million around there, you know, pretty much a U.S. city. Little New Zealand's done some great contributions to the world. And of course, if you want to watch more on this, Tony Robinson's Tour of Duty. Hope you enjoyed. Cheers guys, thanks.